Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about how to manage your anxiety when you're manifesting, because sometimes what can happen is we're realizing that we're causing our reality, and then reality is kind of having a meltdown and we're like, oh my God, what is going on? And we get caught up in an anxiety loop and we don't know how to get out of it. It's like if you're in the waves, if you're swimming at the ocean and you get dumped by a wave and you get spun around, and you're out of control. You are at mercy of the waves of the ocean, and it can feel really scary. And that's what can happen when we let our anxiety get away from us and our reality gets away from us, and we start to find ourselves in that kind of like an uncontrollable loop. But I want to show you what you can do in those moments to help manage it and then bring yourself out of it really gently. So stick around. So my name is Hedley, and the purpose of this channel is to deepen your understanding of these incredible teachings of law of assumption, but most importantly is to help you apply these techniques to your life, because it is in the application of these teachings where you will find the most benefit. And it is all about the stories that you're telling yourself. It's the stories that you've inherited that you're telling yourself that are producing your reality. So if you want to change any part of your reality, then we need to start by changing the story first and changing the assumptions that we're holding, and then holding them long enough for our reality to catch up so that you can have the experience of what it is that you want. And that's why I am here. So if you'd like support with any of that, I am available for one-to-one coaching. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which of course is the ultimate story that you want to be telling. That's the story that you're telling about yourself. And I'm on Instagram. You'll find all of those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. But let's get into it. So today we are talking about managing your anxiety and how to get yourself out of an anxiety loop when reality, it appears to be going in the opposite direction to what you would like it to be going, and you are feeling out of control in your feelings. And it's just one big shit show, basically. And what we tend to do when that happens, because I've experienced it, you may have experienced it, I'm sure you probably experienced it, because it's a natural human response. We are waking up to who we are. We've forgotten. Part of the setup for this adventure is to have amnesia so that we could have the adventure of waking up to ourselves and knowing that we are the infinite I am, causing our reality based on what we do with our I amness. And so it is very natural to experience anxiety and fear and depression and those mental health issues. If you've had any of those, they're very normal and natural, but you are not bound to them, and you do not have to continue experiencing them for the rest of your life. So what we want to do, or let me explain what's going on when you are in anxiety. Let's say you've got a reality that is showing up opposite to how you would like it to be. So things are going in the opposite direction to what you'd like them to be going. It looks and appears as though things are all turning to shit and they're not going the way you want, and things are just like blowing up all around you, and you're like, what is going on? Now, what can happen is that can produce a fear in us that, oh my God, what is happening? I didn't create this. This is not the story that I've been telling myself. And what can happen without awareness on our part is we flip into valuing reality over consciousness. And then what we try and do is we kind of try and like pad it up with the good stories that we're telling, like, no, that's not happening. No, I've got to manifest. I've got to like tell the best stories. I've got to tell the good stories. Oh my God, what's going on? Like, and we're in a battle with ourselves because you're in a battle with your reality, and then you're trying to pad it up with like positive affirmations and the good stories that you're meant to be telling in the scenes. And so you try to apply the techniques over the shit show that's happening. Pardon my language, I don't really know any way else to describe it, because when you're in it, it does feel like a shit show. So when you find yourself in that state, the first priority is stop trying to manifest. You're not going to help yourself. You're going to make things worse, because what you're doing is you're trying to overlay, you're trying to like band-aid something with these positive stories and positive affirmations and like the scenes and all the techniques. And then what you're really doing is you're in resistance to what is actually going on. And that resistance is actually fueling the anxiety. And then of course you try and pat it over more, and that is what creates the spiral of where things feel way out of control and you're in resistance to what is. And in the pushing away of what is, you affirm it. So resistance to what is affirmation of what is. And what you are affirming and pushing and pressing into your subconscious is what's going to create more of. So the number one thing that you want to do when you find yourself in anxiety or kind of like an elevated emotion that is very unpleasant and you feel like reality is coming at you and you're a victim to it, you have just fallen out of your I amness, and that's okay. It's very normal. No problem with that. But the one thing that you want to do is bring yourself into a state of equilibrium. So the first thing that you need to do is stop and come back to yourself, come back to your breath, come back to your body, come back to your awareness in your feet, come back to the solid ground that you're in, which of course is not really solid, appears solid, but you want to bring yourself back into this moment because you've lost yourself to either past or future thinking. And neither of them are going to help you in that moment because you've forgotten who you are. So you need to come back and remember who you are, and you are the infinite I am. The infinite I am is the unconditioned awareness, and you are conditioning your awareness based on what you are placing after I am. Now, what we place after I am, we can do that very unconsciously with what we're saying we're not or what we don't want. We can affirm the I am with resistance to what is. So we want to stop everything, basically. You want to come back to neutral. And neutral is the infinite I am. And Neville Goddard just gives a wonderful meditation in one of his books in the Complete Read. I can't remember which one. I think it's, I can't remember. But the meditation is where you just bring your awareness to within and you just repeat the words I am. And if you find yourself in an anxiety loop, I would then bring yourself back to a central neutral position, calm yourself down and just repeat the words I am. And what that does is takes all the focus off your reality, takes all the focus off the stories and the assumptions that you're going around and then trying to cover up with, and just brings yourself back to that infinite unconditioned awareness of the I am. You are the infinite I am. That's it. That's where you want to start. So you bring yourself back to the I am and you breathe in I am, you breathe out I am. You breathe in I am, you breathe out I am. Breathe in I am, breathe out I am. Breathe in I am, breathe out I am. Breathe in I am, breathe out I am. Now, even me just doing that, you would have seen me just completely relax in that moment. I was jibber-jabbing for the last 6 minutes. And then I just bring myself into that state. And it's so quick, it's so fast. It's just like, oh, I get chills. It's like, oh my God, that's it. That's who I am. I am the I am. And I just breathe in I am, I breathe out I am, and it just relaxes everything down. It brings everything back to the now, and it's just like a reset. It's like pressing a reset button on everything. So that is number one. That's where you want to start. You have to bring yourself back into a state of equilibrium, and you have time. Even if your reality is coming at you and it feels like you're just getting like hit with bullets from all directions and you've got like crisis over here and crisis over there and crisis over there, come back to a state of equilibrium and remind yourself of who you are. You are not going to be helping yourself by reacting to the crisis that's in front of you. Yes, there will be things that you need to do for sure, but you want to do them from a place of peace and calm and balance and neutrality. And you can only do that by bringing your awareness back to your center, to the infinite I am. What you want to do is to create some space between you and your reality. And what you can do in that space is you get perspective. Now, if you have to address certain things, you address those things. If you have to take certain action in the immediate now, you take that action. But you're doing it from a place of I am. That is your center. That is your power. You move from there. You don't move from that is, or oh my God, that is, and oh my God, he, she is, and oh my God, they are. You do not act from that place, because as long as you're acting from that place, you're going to be reacting to reality. And the reason that reality is in your experience is because it's got set up from a past state of consciousness. And so now you are in a cycle of affirming a past state of consciousness that you don't want. So we need to break the cycle and get out of reacting to reality, because reality is just a projection of consciousness, and now you're reacting to the reflection. You're never going to get anywhere as long as you're in that cycle of reacting to the reflection. You want to come back to the cause of the reflection, come back to that neutrality, and move from there and take action from there. And then once you've done that, I'm going to make the next video as to what you do once you've calmed yourself down. So that's number one. I was going to do all of this in one video, but it appears I'm out of time. So I'm going to extend this into another video, into the next video, and I'm going to explain what to do once you've brought yourself back into that state of equilibrium. But if you find yourself in crazy town, come back to the I Am, practice the I Am meditation, and just start there. Take all of your awareness and attention off reality and bring it back to the cause of it, which is you. Remember, consciousness is the cause of your reality. Your reality is reflecting back your consciousness, not your conscious consciousness, but your subconscious consciousness. That's the stories and assumptions that you're not aware that you're holding, which have been impressed on the subconscious, and they are now getting expressed in your reality. And that is how you know what's going on in your subconscious. You could just look out there and you go, holy shit, it's not pretty. I need to go back in. We need to do some work. But before we do that, we have to get back to that state of neutrality, that equilibrium, that calmness, that centeredness, and then we move from there. Priority number one. My beautiful little puppy's having a dream. So I'm going to stop it there. I'll be back with the next video with the next steps of what you do after that. So stick around. Please remember, you are the amazing, powerful, incredible, wonderful, beautiful creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you, assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for all of your comments. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.